show. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
So we've signed a new lease at Zona del Sol. We're bringing services back to that site that had been occupied before by a coalition of different nonprofits.
Yes.
And you're going to be already moving in and opening up services to kids at that Zona del Sol site, in addition to some of the existing things that are happening there already. But tell us a little bit about, first start with Boys and Girls Club. How long is it? I know it's been around for just generations and generations in northern New Mexico serving kids. So.
Well, Boys and Girls Clubs has been in Santa Fe for 77 years now. And a lot of people know the Boys and Girls Club for the Alto Boys and Girls Club, because that's where it's been located for 77 years. But we've expanded over the years. We have 2 small sites on the south side of town, one off of Airport Road in the county housing development, another one off of State Road 14, which is a little further south. And then we, as you stated earlier, we expanded into northern Santa Fe County and Rio Arriba County. We have 4 clubs that we operate in Espanola, and we go all the way up to Abiquiu.
Oh wow, okay, nice. That's even further than I realized. That's great. So you guys are growing. You're really expanding in a lot of different ways.
We are, and one thing that was very important to us, and I think the community as a whole, was to expand to the south side of town. Like I said, we have small clubs, one small club on Airport Road, but that really is limited due to its size to the neighborhood that it's located in, which is Camino de Jacobo. The Tierra Contenta neighborhood, though, is where lots of our families live now. A lot of our children are going to school there. They just recently opened 2 big K-8 schools on that side of town, and so we were really excited to be able to locate in the Zona del Sol property.
Yeah, and Zona especially, it's just such a nexus with the library there.
Yes.
It was really intended, I think, to be a center of the community on that side of town. And so I know we're excited to have you down there. Tell us a little bit about what people, I know it's youth and family services, but that's a pretty general term. What exactly does Boys and Girls Club do? And then let's talk a little about your vision for the site, because you'll also be partnering with some other nonprofits to expand that site. So let's talk about Boys and Girls Club first. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Boys and Girls Club, we focus on children ages 5 to 18, and our mission is to get them prepared for either college or a career. And so a lot of our programming is built around that. So we have an after-school program. We pick up kids from all of the schools in the city. We provide homework assistance, tutoring in areas such as math, science, reading. We have an art room where we teach arts and craft. We also have a general game room where they play pool and air hockey, some of the things that kids really enjoy with recreation, and then outdoor activities. So we have an after-school program that runs from August to May, and then we have an all-day summer recreation program from 7:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, where we take the kids on field trips throughout the week. We have the same activities, the art room, the recreation, the learning center with a computer lab. And so it's a all year round program for children 5 to 18
and really feels, it sounds like an all-day program in the summer, that must fill a huge gap in terms of what parents need for help with keeping an eye on the kids, but also making sure that they don't slide backwards during the summer after they're not going to school.
Well, and that's a good point, because that's one project we implemented this past about 2 years ago. Was we take an hour out of the day and we just drop everything and read. It's called the Drop and Read program, because you're absolutely right. The gap from May to August, we don't want the kids to fall behind, so we make sure that we keep up with some of the educational components in the summer.
Great. So those are just examples of some of the services that are now going to be available at Zona del Sol. There's also a big YMCA, and we should mention this as well, because they're doing a lot of great work down there.
Right, and
there's a big YMCA presence as well.
There is, and it's a great complement to what we're doing, because that YMCA right now serves children from birth to 5, and now we're going to fill the gap from 5 to 18. So between the 2 organizations, we're going to be providing services from children from birth to 18 years old. And the plans for the future is to add things for older than 18 all the way into adulthood and even senior services, because one thing that the Y does is Y will go from birth to seniors, and so we'd like to build facilities to accommodate that. A gymnasium is needed on that side of town. potentially a swimming, an indoor swimming pool or outdoor swimming pool. And so between the Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA, I think we'll be able to, and if we plan it right with the city's help, we'll be able to meet the people's needs from birth to death.
Yeah,
really.
absolutely. Really a full services, family services, community services center of activity and action. I love it. One of the things I thought was really cool here was that, and this is the first time I'd come across it, but a lease like this where instead of paying rent for the site, the city is saying, you know, if you're providing services that are valuable to the community, that's going to count instead of money. Just keep doing what you're doing and providing those services, and we'll call it rent. I think that's a great idea.
Well, and Matt, that's critical because being a nonprofit, you can't afford to pay rent somewhere. And one of the reasons we've existed so long and have been able to provide the services in Santa Fe for 77 years is because we own the Alto building. So it makes a huge difference when you don't have to worry about a rent payment. And we work really close with the city of Santa Fe to make sure that we are serving the children that need the services. We won't charge. We have, so you could come for free. So one thing we will not do is turn any child away. There is a payment schedule for those parents who maybe make a little too much money, but they don't make enough to qualify. They make too much to qualify for any state assistance, but they can't afford another private after-school program.
Sure.
We have a sliding scale, and we'll work it out so that the children can go.
Well, how do folks sign up?
You could go to our website, which is bgcsantafe.org, or you can call 986-6332. And I also want to mention that the other unique thing about us moving to Zona del Sol is Santa Fe County was really interested in making sure that we were providing services on the south side of town. So County Commissioner Robert Anaya, who represents that district, because county districts go into the city, I don't know if a lot of people know that, but they overlap. And so the County Commissioner Robert Anaya, whose constituents live in Tierra Contenta, granted us $50,000 last week at their Board of County Commission meeting for improvements to Zona del Sol.
Well, thank you to the county for that. Then that's a big boost. So that's certainly something we appreciate.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We're going to send folks to that website one more time. It's
BGC Santa Fe, as in Boys and Girls Club Santa Fe.org.
.org, and you can find out more there. Sign up there, or give the guys a call. Ramon, keep up the great work. Come back anytime and tell us how it's going.
Thank you, Matt.